We got some 5 levels of co-workers. We got Titus here. We chilling, we chilling.
A little bit of short form content, whether it be TikTok, Instagram Reels, or even YouTube Shorts. And one thing I've been seeing across TikTok and YouTube this past year is talk about coworker music. With coworker music ranging anywhere from
coworker music,
the bottom of the barrel, most insufferable music you have ever heard. So today I wanted to explore the world of coworker music, specifically looking at 5 different types of coworker music you may have already encountered. But first, what even is coworker music? Coworker music is a term that is similar to NPC music, or basically even referring to your coworkers as NPCs with basic music taste. Essentially, it was a term that pompous, arrogant, egotistical people would use to demean other people's music taste. The kind of people that think you're an idiot if you don't like their favorite super niche artists like Death Grips or something like that. Or people that spend their Friday nights on Rate Your Music. However, I do think this term has a little bit of truth to it. Back when it was first started, it still represented the NPC music sort of phrase.
What is happening?
Basically, like background music.
Build a website you
That
love
was, is that was, is
with
that,
Wix. For your words,
that was going on?
The songs are very non-offensive corporate type songs that can be played anywhere to anyone. These are songs that aren't breaking through any boundaries, just safe, simple songs you'd hear at the grocery store or feel comfortable playing at work.
Some of you guys aren't getting it. Not all corporate songs are corporate hype songs. There's a lot of overlap, but there's different genres. Any Sia song, Pyramid Scheme music, Maroon 5, retail music, Imagine Dragons, anime music, Uptown Funk, middle school music, Flow Rida, homecoming music, Ed Sheeran, prom music, AC/DC, movie trailer music, Katy Perry, presidential rally music, High Hopes by Panic at the Disco, all of the above, AJR. This is the music they'll play in hell as you're being tortured for the rest of time.
I don't necessarily agree with all of his takes, but you get the point. However, over time, I feel like coworker music, the term has been niched down to specifically target the weirder coworkers you might have. Or sometimes it's just used to describe music you don't like.
Thought coworker music was just easily recognizable music that you played when you were with your coworkers in case you ever got a hold of the aux. You're not going to start playing Benji Bluebills in the middle of the fucking Walmart break room. So, you'll turn on something recognizable, maybe some Drake. But now, I'm seeing that coworker music is just being used to describe any music that you don't like. Yo, Joey Badass just dropped yesterday. You heard it?
Nah, that's coworker music, bro.
So, that new Drake and P&D is dropping soon. You excited?
Drake in the big 2025. Relax.
I've seen the phrase coworker music popping up more and more in relation to artists with weirder or worse music than what the term used to be used for. I mean, I'm sure some of you have seen the memes.
I ain't hard to find, I be doing what I do. Wild push, hogging fields till my people come.
Bro, his new album is so fire.
Hey there, fellas. What y'all talking about?
Oh, Tyler's new album.
Tyler? Who's that? Just like some other rapper?
He's pretty good.
Those guys all sound the same. If you guys are interested, I can put you on some real music. How about it?
Sure, Bob.
Your music taste might not be as refined as mine, but I think you'll like it.
We are young.
There's a fire in my soul.
So that's why I've decided to do 5 different levels, since there are different uses of this term in different situations. Couple of quick disclaimers as well. First, this video format was inspired by Jay Diggs, who made a very interesting video on industry plants, and I thought this format fit the coworker music conversation perfectly, so shout out to him. Also, if you like an artist in this video or a song, or you maybe are an artist in this video, you don't need to feel bad. Some people are super into music and others aren't. Kind of like how I'm super into music, but I don't really care that much about movies, and I probably have a pretty basic taste. I mean, if it's not an action movie or a comedy, there's a good chance I'm not watching it. So this video isn't to make fun of anyone, although I will be cracking a couple jokes here and there. Anyways, let's get into level 1. Level 1, pop music. At the very most basic definition of coworker music, you have the inoffensive songs that don't push the needle at all. Just songs made for as wide an audience as possible. They aren't necessarily bad, they're just kind of bland. This level is very subjective, but I really think any song with like 1 billion streams could fall into this category. I worked at a Kroger for like 5 years, so I think really any song that they would play over the loudspeaker would count as a level 1. A good example is Watermelon Sugar by Harry Styles, because that was on repeat. Another good one could be Sunflower by Post Malone and Sway Lee. Personally, I think both of these are good songs, but they are super basic. So if these are some of your favorite songs of all time, I think you'd qualify for
Those are hits. What do you mean they're basic?
Level 1. But we don't only have coworkers who listen to pop music.
What?
This applies to other genres too, with a good example being How You Remind Me by Nickelback. Again, not a bad song at all, but it just
It's called popular music. Pop.
sounds like something that would be in a Transformers
What's
soundtrack.
going on
Another
here?
great example is a bar song by SUBSCIBE. Again, it isn't a bad song by any means, but it sounds like it was literally made for background music at a bar in the boonies. I mean, I guess the name is a bar song, so I guess that makes sense. In my opinion, though, one of the prime examples for level 1
Nah,
is
Matty
Benson
Bars and
Boone,
bugged
who
out.
just came out of nowhere making very bland, basic songs that aren't necessarily bad, but they definitely aren't anything special. You could probably put a bunch of Drake songs in here too, really just anything super popular where if it's your favorite song of all time, you probably have a pretty surface level music taste, which is totally fine, by the way. I think I enjoy every song I listed so far, but level 2 is where it starts to get a little bit worse. Level 2. Popular, but not that good. Have you ever heard a song on the radio that you just hate? I remember there were a
Okay,
few
yeah,
on
yeah,
that
now we
Coworker
talking.
playlist that I would hear once an hour for 8 hours straight, and it would just drive me insane. For me, one song that sticks out was The Middle by Jimmy Eat World. I don't even think it's a bad song, but that chorus after hearing it 5,000 times is just ear-piercing. And again, the songs in level 2 can be quite subjective. They're still extremely popular, just a bit more contentious in the public eye. Another great example of that is Dance Monkey by Tones and I.
I don't even know this song. Oh,
Again,
okay, I do
it's
know
an
this song.
extremely popular song that is played at tons of events, but there are also a lot of people that hate this song. Not only is level 2 basic and soulless like level 1, but it has a few elements that make people hate it. Dance Monkey in particular, it's probably just the voice that bugs me and others. I just can't stand the cadence she does on that song, but clearly others enjoy it. Another good example is Imagine Dragons, a super
I
popular
think
and
kids
successful
like
band
it.
in the mid-2010s,
Like little
but a lot of
kids.
people also hate them. I think a lot of pop songs and
Morning, Pete.
Some of these
Coffee's
pop
on
songs,
and your
like,
Uber's
little
on its
kids
way.
like.
You know, I've been thinking.
like the mid-2010s had that type of vibe where
You
it
know, a
was
little
good
kid
when
would
I
play
was
a
13,
song like fucking
but I
10,000
never see
times.
myself listening to it now. Another group of songs that I think fits well in
They
this
just-
category
they would just
is
play that
the
bit
more
over and
annoying
over and
pop
over and
music,
over again.
like Single Ladies by Beyonce or Bad Blood by Taylor Swift. Maybe a better way of describing level 2 is songs that age poorly. Sure, they may have been fun when they came out, but quickly they became overplayed and outdated. A great example of that is Happy by Pharrell Williams. It's a good song, but it's also not a good song. I don't know how to describe it. Pharrell is an
Okay, I
extremely
get-
talented
I
artist,
get
of
that.
course, don't get me wrong. But this song just got so repetitive
'Cause I'm
and annoying that
happy.
it kind of hurts to listen to in 2025. Again,
Yeah,
though,
that's-
level
that's a
2 is
crazy
very
song.
subjective. These songs are still very popular and have people that enjoy them, despite a lot of others disliking them. But level 3 is where it starts to get tricky. Level 3, niche down. Level 3 has the coworker who has their own music taste, they like their own genres, and it fits their personality. But these songs can also be considered quite controversial when it comes to music enthusiasts. Like, I had a coworker one time who unironically liked Game Over by Falling in Reverse.
My life is like a video game, trying hard to beat the stage.
I mean, if you like this, good for you for listening to what you like, but that song is rough. And again, not every song in level 3 is inherently bad. For example, I think an artist that would fit well into this category is NF.
Where the beat go?
Now, this song isn't inherently bad, but one thing I've noticed with coworker music is there's a lot of these over-dramatic beats or instrumentals, or almost triumphant sort of melodies, and then the writing is just pretty bland. Of course, again, this is subjective, and I don't hate that song, but it's not my favorite. I saw someone unironically comment this under NF's song: "I'm probably older than your dad, but I know a creative genius when I see one, and this guy has it. I like maybe 1% of all rap out there, and this is one. Eminem has the other songs in that 1%. These are the types of people in level 3.
What?
Something you see a lot of in level 3 is songs that are trying too hard to be something they're not.
What?
Or songs that are outdated or trying to bring back a trend. Like our guy Machine Gun Kelly. Machine Gun Kelly has a big fan base, but many of those in the music community see him as someone who is making mediocre pop punk, just copying people who already did it, with a much worse voice, might I add. His System of a Down cover is probably one of the most flat vocal performances I've ever heard.
Oh my god, that is.
Listen to that and then the original and tell me what's better. And also, his Misery Business cover was bad
That
too.
was
Not like that.
bad.
I think the best way to describe songs
What
like
was
these is
that?
they're something I probably would have listened to and enjoyed when I first started learning a lot about music. But as I found
MGK
artists
really
that
know how
these
to play
people
the-
were inspired by
the-
or the
the-
genre they are
the
trying to
guitar?
recreate, the roots of the music, I enjoy that a lot more, which in turn leaves me feeling like MGK, for example, is a cheap knockoff. Logic, as another example, is someone I used to like a lot when I was younger. But as I listen to more and more rap music, I realize Logic is just kind of a watered down version compared to a lot of the genre's innovators. Like there's even a video, it's called like 5 minutes of Logic copying Kendrick, and that just kind of ruined it for me. On top of this, like I said,
I ain't never
Logic
watched that. I
creators
wanna
tend
watch
to
that.
try too hard to come off as something they aren't.
Oh.
Not just in the sense of trying to reinvent a genre unsuccessfully, but in other ways too.
I don't
Like
even
a
listen to
rapper
MGK.
pretending
I
to
don't
be
even
tough
know.
in his rap songs but selling it poorly, such as Lil Mabu, the super rich kid who was acting all hard on drill beats. If you like Lil Mabu's music, you are a level 3 Coworker music enjoyer. But I think a commenter on one of my
can
previous
agree with
videos
that.
where I mentioned Coworker music put it best when he said, I think the biggest issue with a lot of Coworker music, including rap, is that it's trying to be deep, but it's extremely non-personal. Yeah, they're singing about depression, substance abuse, heartbreak, but it's very formulaic, and it doesn't feel like things they actually experienced. And as such, the music overall just doesn't have the emotional weight it needs, either because it's trying to stay upbeat, or because the artist's lived experiences don't reflect the music, so it comes off as corny. Listening to someone
can
like
agree with
MGK
that.
or Dax sing about their struggles has the same vibe as the rich kid in middle school doing an essay on poverty. The personal touches that matter in it just aren't there. Undoubtedly, this is the best way to say it. And don't
What's-
worry,
what's
we're
the
gonna get
problem
to
with Dax?
But first, we have to get through level 4.
Dax
Not
is-
great, sort of
he's
cringy,
okay, I
but
guess.
somehow they still have fans. Level 4 is where things start to get rough and the songs start to get kind of bad. Think of songs like Thick of It by KSI or Astronaut in the Ocean. One song
fuck
that I
with a
think
couple
fits
of
well in level 4
Dax
or
songs.
even an artist is Civ, who has gone viral on platforms like TikTok and Instagram Reels.
Pop out at 1 in the morning, you really wanna know this kind of life never boring.
I guess his whole thing that he has like this bear character that raps the songs. I don't know. And these songs aren't bad necessarily, but they aren't great, and it's just kind of cringy. It sounds forced. Like I strongly feel like the guy who made that song isn't actually popping out at 1 in the
Is
morning.
it
There are
AI?
a couple of other artists who have blown up online for making Coworker music that I think fit perfectly in level 4, like Brendan Abernathy.
You'll be married in a year in the suburbs.
Boy, singing his heart out, boy. He's about, hey, bro, running in a tomato.
Convincing yourself you're living the American dream.
I ain't gonna cap. Country's my newfound
And I'll
love
be
for music.
dancing on California. Kid who got it all wrong. Convincing myself one day I'll write a love song.
Him getting up on his toes is what really sent it over the line for me. It just got so big that I couldn't get it out of my head for a while, so I guess it...
He did get on his tippy
And
toes.
it got to the point where even Drewski was parodying it.
I forgot that.
And I'll be dancing out in California. The kid who got it all wrong.
Again, the song isn't that bad, but it doesn't sound too great though, and it was kind of cringy. However, he still has fans.
It was
Which is
cringy. It's
great.
not a
Another
bad
that
song.
went viral this year
Like,
that
come
has
on,
that
my
same
dog.
sort of
Are you
vibe
gonna
is
be
We
like,
Will
it's
Never
not a
Die
bad
by Kyle
song, but
Gordon.
it is? No, either it ain't or it is.
Are young. There's a fire in our soul. We go big or go home together.
But what's really funny, and I somehow never knew this, is that Kyle Gordon is actually like a musical comedian. It becomes pretty obvious when you listen to the chorus and hear him say, "No one we know will ever die. Our moms and dads will never die," which is pretty funny. And he's also the same guy responsible for this song I've seen going viral online too.
Oh, so he doing the parody.
So
Okay,
since
I
he's
get it.
making that
I get it now.
satirical song
I
though,
was-
making
thought he
fun
was
of that
being
genre of overdramatic millennial music, I think that qualifies that whole genre, I guess, as level 4 Coworker music. But these artists aren't just limited to going viral on short form platforms. I think an artist that I would throw in level 4 is Baby No Money.
Definitely.
Don't get me wrong, He has some decent songs and he seems like a cool guy, but a lot of his songs are just kind of meme songs or gimmick songs. I do get why he has a fan base of like internet people who find this music entertaining, but honestly I enjoyed some of his old stuff a bit more, and I think he used to make some great songs back in the day. Once he introduced a bunch of gimmicks and jokes, it just made the music a bit harder to seriously enjoy. Quality wise, I think Baby No Money could be in like level 3 with some songs in level 2, but the gimmicks and persona he does makes his music more into content instead of music itself, which is why I think level 4 is fitting. Overall, I think the best way to describe level 4 Coworker music or artists is when the music starts transitioning more from actual music more into gimmicky content sort of stuff that for one reason or another is a little bit cringy, probably isn't the best song you've ever heard, but people still enjoy it and listen to it. However, that is not the case for level 5. Level 5.
Oh, what's level? I thought we was on the last level.
Bosses. I'm just going to throw a quick trigger warning for level 5 because this was miserable to listen to and write. Let's continue. The Coworker music final boss is someone that makes really weird or just bad music that you typically find in the depths of the internet. That's right, I'm talking about short form social media platforms. Instagram Reels, TikTok, YouTube Shorts, Facebook Shorts. I bet you didn't even know that was a thing. I didn't either. But really, it's just brain rot stuff. I guess the best way to describe it is music made intended to be a meme or that has been turned into a meme. And a good example of this is Chandler.
Looking like Sonic. Got up on stage around 9 and the next day they come when I come. In between that, I was on some time and back on and bring that to a boom. Shit is bubonic.
Honestly, I think Chandler should be in level 4 because his music isn't that bad, but him and his music have just been moved into oblivion, with many referring to him as a Coworker music final boss. People have also made a lot of jokes because he kind of looks like the streamer Queso. So
I was just about to say he looks like Queso.
They started throwing it back. I'm about all of the features, but I take a like in the ass. I don't even go out the house no more. I get it right where I'm at.
Someone who portrays level 5 the best is Dax. Dax is the perfect example of this. In fact, I just did a video a couple of weeks ago talking about him and extensively went into why many view him as corny. Most of his music isn't like the worst thing ever, but the skits he does to promote his music as well as a handful of his songs can
The skits is cringy. It is definitely cringy. It is definitely cringy, the skits. But at least I see him. At least he's creative. He tries.
You're insane. You're in pain. I can tell by what you're saying.
This next one's my personal favorite.
An imbalance inside me chemically. Up, down, up, down. This nigga has no face.
I've spoke about Dax in detail though, and I'm sure these clips are pretty self-explanatory. And the main other person I've seen popping up lately that people are calling Coworker music, and that I think qualifies for level 5 is Kill Carl.
I like to cuss like I was raised in a barn. Fuck shit, piss, cock, titties, and darn. You fuck with my friends and you're gonna fucking die.
This guy has a whole bunch more music that I won't subject you guys to, but it's all pretty similar. And the commenters describe his stuff pretty well. Music for people with Joker tattoos. As music, this is pretty crappy, but it barely feels like actual music because it seems like it was created specifically for TikTok. I can't really imagine anyone listening to this with headphones on, but I can see how it works as video content. And this is probably one of the best ways to describe level 5. Another YouTuber named Shun or whatever did a video about Coworker music a while ago and gave an interesting take about why the artist may be doing this.
The sad part is when you see the artists that are clearly crossing boundaries of acceptability to get attention, and it sucks that the modern landscape has pushed them there. Looking back to the early 2010s,
what is going on?
3 years ago, I remember the cringe or shock factor helping songs.
Where have I been?
This happened with Rebecca Black's Friday, or to some extent, Miley.
In this game,
I understand
your heroes will die.
What they're talking about. Some of that.
With every defeat, a new hero takes on. A new journey begins, just as deadly for another rookie hero. However, the relics those predecessors earned can be kept.
Cyrus's Wrecking Ball, which had a music video the world just wasn't ready to see yet. After that, there was this era of satire meme music helping artists blow up. At some point, another transition occurred, and we now have this environment where After what feels like an
This is
ever-accelerating
January.
arms race of made-for-viral
5-year-old discovers
content,
swearing.
we see artists desperately trying to get ahead by seeing who can rage bait people into engaging with their content the most.
I'm making babies to this
Something
song.
about that
What
feels
the
wrong to
heck?
me.
And this could definitely be
They're
applicable
going in.
to everyone on every level of this list. Level 1 and 2 are making super overproduced, squeaky clean music to appeal to as many people as possible and make money. Level 3 probably doesn't really fit into this, but level 4 and 5, I think, are making music that they know may be cringy or come off as corny to purposely do one of two things. Either to appeal to a super niche audience that they know will actually like their music, while most others won't. Or to rage bait you into listening to their songs or make meme songs that you find entertaining so you play with your friends or something like that. Regardless, for everybody, the goal is probably money and clout.
If there's one real takeaway from this video, I guess it would just be, don't get mad at these posts, because they're like without fail meant to be bad. I'm being serious here. If you see any shit music in your feed, please go to their account and scroll back. It's like a fun little game you can play with yourself to see the transition.
What is going on?
I want to make music to I need to get impressions, and then they just like lose their minds.
Years ago, I actually interviewed a guy named Sadzilla for a video about...
No, because I get what they're saying. Like, cause when you just scrolling on TikTok or freaking Instagram, usually they just pop up, and you're like, what? But they get hell of views. Like, cause people are just either, but that makes sense, either memeing on it to get more views. Whatever game they're playing, it's smart.
Spotify playlists, and recently,
Unless you're
going
actually
viral
being serious and then people are memeing on you and you're getting offended. And that's different.
for making quote-unquote coworker music as well. So, since I've seen him go viral lately with this trend, I figured that I'd reach out for his perspective. He agreed with my different definitions of coworker music, with a lot of people mocking it because they think they have this superior taste. He also said that he thinks artists like Dax lean into it because the people mocking it do boost engagement, helping the content reach its intended audience as well. Sadzilla concluded saying,
That's true.
For me personally, when I stopped caring about being the best or trying to be taken super seriously, and just started having fun with my music, everything clicked. The engagement I get now feels different. Some folks might find it cringy, but I'm not making it for them. I'm making stuff that feels good to me. Even my kid loves the silly songs, and that means more than random internet opinions. At the end of the day, coworker music or NPC music is just the new meme rap. So for whatever reason, coworker music is a real thing. It's being made and it's being
That is
consumed.
true. It's like the
If you
new
it or
mumble
make it,
rap.
good on you for listening to
It's
what
basically
you want
the
or
new
making
mumble
whatever you
rap.
want. But I do think there are a couple songs in this video that are worthy of criticism.
That's true.
If you like this video, you might like my video where I go much more in depth on Dax and his career, which had some pretty interesting turns. Anyways, if you enjoyed,
why
please
you
make sure to
on
leave a like,
Dax head
especially
like
after I
that,
listen to a
bro?
lot of this
Damn,
stuff,
bro.
kind of frying.
I like Dax. Well, I like a couple of his tracks. Not, I don't listen to all of them. I like maybe one or two. One or two is cool, you know. Maybe have another one later. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. But yeah, man, that was 5 levels of coworker music. I didn't even know what that was. That's basically like the new meme rap, mumble rap, whatever y'all want to call it from back in the day. It's just evolving more and more and more and more, especially with these damn social media apps. That's just going crazy. But yeah, that was five levels of coworker music by Matty Balls, man. Link gonna be in the bottom. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe for your boy.